Okay, we're back. Oh, it's alright. It's okay. It's okay. And I do give her a Soothie. She's had it since she was in the hospital. When she was in the NICU, they gave her one, and she's had it ever since. So, and she will not take any other Binky whatsoever. So the Soothie is her best friend. I know. She wants attention right now. She's woke up from a nap. So I left off at 6 a.m. I was 5 centimeters dilated, 75% of face, and -2 station. And like I said, at that point, the doctor wanted to give me a C-section. She didn't tell me at that time. She was thinking about it, she said. She told me this later on when I was in postpartum recovery. Because I had labor for so long. I know. You want attention, don't you? You want me, don't you? You want me to talk to her. I love her. At this time, with the epidural and the magnesium drip, I was sweating profusely, and everybody else in the room was cold except for me, and so they had to bring in a box fan and kind of put it up on a table so that I could feel it. And also my epidural started wearing off, so I had to get another epidural. At 10:30 a.m. they checked me again, and I was 5 centimeters dilated, 90% of face, and -1 station, and I had to get another epidural. I was calling out for epidural because it turned out with my magnesium drip, it was counteracting the epidural, and that's why I was wearing off so quickly. I was going through epidurals like, whoa. And the anesthesiologist told me this was my last time because this was the highest dose he could give me. And I was like, you better hope this works. Let it burn that place down. That's all. That's how much it hurt. It was okay. It didn't really last that long either, but it was okay because I was almost done. At 1 p.m., I asked to be checked because I felt a lot of pressure down below. I can't really describe it, but like I said, just pressure. You feel like something heavy is down there. I was 7 centimeters at that time. Thank you, Jesus, because I was like, praise the Lord, let's get this going. So I was doing my breathing, you know. My sister was so upset with me with that. She's like, can you please stop doing that, dude? Or something like that. At 3 p.m., again, I asked to be checked because I felt a lot of pressure like I needed to push. Let's see, I was 10 centimeters at that time, 100% effaced, 0 station, and I was definitely ready to push. So they went ahead and got all the equipment ready, got her little crib thingy ready. They pulled it out of a little closet and everything. Everything was there. Got their utensils set up, and my nurse had called for the doctor. At 3:30, I started pushing. So I have one here, so I can talk from my brain what I remember here. I started pushing. My sister was on one side, my mom was on the other holding my legs while I pushed. It only took me half an hour to get her crowning, which was great. So the doctor was not there yet, and she told me to hold off on the last 2 pushes. So I held off. I went through 2 contractions without pushing, and then the 3rd contraction I told her, I said, hey, this girl is coming because I cannot hold her in, and it came out. My sister was like, so everybody was looking down. They looked up at me, they looked back down and said, okay, she's here. And they started cleaning her off and everything. Everybody was kind of dumbfounded, like she came out that quick. Started cleaning her off and took her over to her little crib thingy. That's when the doctor came in and saw that I had torn. She didn't tell me right away. The first thing I asked was, how bad's the tear? I knew I tore because it just felt like it. I knew I tore. I had I think it was, they called it a stage 2 tear or something like that, where I had tore inside the vagina, not the muscle, just the skin on the covering it. I'm sorry, but it went up inside the vagina. So, and I started hemorrhaging. So they got their hemorrhaging kit, and they shoot this little solution up your butt. It's really gross, but that was just to help stop the blood, stop the bleeding. Let's see. She started sewing me up. I remember I was shaking. I was losing a lot of blood, and I think a lot of women shake after they have their baby for some reason. I think it's a shock to the nervous system. So I was shaking uncontrollably, and I remember telling my sister, you know, just put your hands on me, just put your hands on my chest and on my face, my arms. I just feel really, really cold. And so my husband hurried up and grabbed a blanket and put it over top of me, over the top part of me. So I didn't get to hold my child right away because, again, I was getting sewn up, and my doctor was explaining to me as she went what it would feel like, with pricks here, pricks there. My placenta came out, no problem. That was okay. My mom got to take pictures of her, you know, right when she came out. I didn't get to see her right away. About 15 minutes later, after they did their little test on her, Hi. They put her on my chest and everything. I got to do some skin to skin, which is really good. Then they wrapped her up and everything. So she was just there in the room for a while. My husband went ahead and went home and got changed, and he came back a little bit later. So it was just me and her for a little bit. My mom went home because she was up again for 28 hours. That's 28 hours of labor. Yes, 28 hours. And so she's left my room for a little bit, and then about 9 p.m., I talked to the nurse about her getting a bath and everything, so they sent her down to the nursery, and I was going to get some sleep because I was severely tired, and of course the Demerol was still there, epidural, magnesium drip, all that good stuff. So I was really tired, and I just wanted to get a little bit of rest before she came back. At about 11, I had a nurse came in, and she explained to me that Jayda was having some breathing problems. She was breathing too rapidly, wasn't getting enough oxygen, so she was in, the NICU with a CPAP machine on her. I didn't get to see her for the first 24 hours because I was hooked up to magnesium drip for that time, and I could not leave the bed whatsoever, which really sucked. So when I did get down to the NICU, my husband went down and everything. My mom did to see her. When I finally was able to get out of bed and go see her, I was only allowed to see her for 15 minutes, and then I had to go back to my room and lay on my left side. And then I had to wait 2 hours, and I could go back down and see her. So that really kind of sucked, but I was able to see her. A day after she was born, I forgot to tell you how much she weighed. I'm sorry. She was 7 pounds even, and she was 20.5 inches long. So she was a little squirt. But anyway, she was hooked to a CPAP machine, and a day after she was born, she developed jaundice. They had her in one of those little phototherapy booths. It looks like a little incubator. And she was in there. She had little sunglasses, these little felt sunglasses on. It was so cute. But then I cried because it really sucked to see her like that. She had to be in one of those for 3 days. Yes, 3 days, because her bilirubin was high. So we were able to get a room to stay in our postpartum room for another couple days. It was called the Bed and Breakfast Program, which was really nice. I really enjoyed that. And after those days, she was able to come in our room, and she stayed a whole day with us. And when I was discharged, and we were discharged, I was told to really monitor my blood pressures and make sure they were doing okay. They are still not really that great, and I'll talk about that in one of my postpartum videos pretty soon. They're still kind of high, and so I had to change blood pressure medication and all that good stuff. But anyway, Jayda is doing great. She had no breathing problems when she left. The doctor was really impressed by that because her lungs were clear, everything was good. She just had a little problems at the beginning, and of course the jaundice, which had to be checked thereafter for a few weeks before her during her well baby checkup, and I actually had to do it a couple weeks after as well. But yeah, she's doing fine, and all in all, the delivery wasn't that bad. I mean, the pains are no joke. The contractions are definitely no joke. They do hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it wasn't that bad. Just make sure you do your classes and learn the laws and how to use it, because you may need it, especially if you're not doing the epidural. And I hate when people say, natural birth, because I think any way a baby grows and comes out of your body is natural. I don't care if it's a C-section. I don't care, what drugs you're on. It's all natural, okay? To me, it's natural. So, yeah, that's my spiel on that. So, if you have any questions or you want to leave a comment, please do. And I will talk to you ladies soon.